Very much, Senator. It's now my pleasure to introduce Congressman Steve King. You've heard reference of the groundbreaking ceremony along the banks of the Missouri River. That was 9 years ago today, and I know many of you were at that groundbreaking, and I know Congressman King was. And so it's great to have you back 9 years later. And along the way, we've installed a lot of pipe, and he had an opportunity. He's a contractor by background and actually had an opportunity to get in one of the excavators and run it for a while, and I didn't think they were going to get him out of there. He really enjoyed that. So Congressman King, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you, Troy, and I hardly got to Congress before I heard about this project, thanks to Troy. And I look around here today and I think about Red having double bypass surgery, and I've known Red since there was a reason for his nickname. His hair's turned a little bit over these last 9 years, and so has some of ours. And when we stood on the banks of the Missouri River 9 years ago today and turned that shovel full of dirt, I actually was the only certified dirt mover in the bunch, but that was the beginning. And Troy may have remarked in places along the way that he remembers what I said, that I'm about finishing projects. I like to start them, but I want to see them done. And so that was the beginning along the banks that day, and I remember the pictures. It was a beautiful day like this, absolutely clear, with the Missouri River right in our background. And since that time, we've met in Congress multiple times with each member of the House of Representatives that represents this region, and all of the 6 senators, 2 from each state, that represent this region that's affected by Lewis and Clark. And I've looked around that, not bipartisan, but nonpartisan effort that has come through in Congress, and you've heard Senator Thune speak about how hard it was to get this started. And I've asked myself the question, what's the difference between Minnesotans, South Dakotans, and Iowans? And I look back through this history and think, well, let me see, if the bridges over the rivers had been here when the settlers arrived, there probably wouldn't be that distinction. And if they'd drawn a little different line of latitude between Minnesota and Iowa, and between South Dakota and Nebraska, there might not be the same distinctions we have. And we've transcended that. We've come together. We've worked on these projects. And even though there's frustration involved in crossing these lines of jurisdiction between the 3 states that have joined together in this team, there is also a positive multiplier effect when you have 3 House members and 6 senators pulling together in the same harness, pulling together for the people that they represent. And as you heard John Thune say, it's a privilege to do this. And I've been committed to this project from the beginning, but I wanted to tell you how the sequence of this funding went, to give you a sense. That first appropriation after the authorization, this is 2001, was $1.6 million. Next year, $2 million. Remember, we need $35 million a year to get this thing done. Then it went in 03 to $7 million. That's when I arrived. And in 04, $17 million. 05, $18.75 million. 06, $17.5. 07, $21. 08, $26.6. 09, $27 million. And then that was in 09. Then the economic stimulus dropped in on that at $56.5 million. That's when we reached our crescendo, so to speak. And then it tapered off to $10 million in 10 and $2 million last year. We're looking at $195 to $200 million that the federal government needs to come up with to keep our part of this bargain. And your communities have kept your part of the bargain. 99.7% of the funding. A little part of me politically wishes that other 0.3% was in there so I could say not virtually, but literally everybody has paid their part except the federal government, all of it. It's virtually there. We have a strong argument. We need to hold up our part of the bargain. The ban on earmarks hurt us. It made it really difficult for us to leverage that money in. But if we can move the prioritization of authorized projects ahead of unauthorized projects, we have a chance to get this done. We will get it done. I am about being there at the end. I like the beginning. I like the chance to climb in that big old excavator and lay a little pipe and get the feel for that. I like this grand opening that we have today and this celebration of the launch. But I'm going to like it even better when the last communities, including Hull, Sheldon, Sibley, and Sioux Center, come online. Being there at the end, when the last faucet is turned on, is the real celebration. We'll be teamed in this together to get it done. I know we will, and I'm hearing the commitment and the voice of all of you. Congratulations to all of you. This is a great day to celebrate, and we've got a greater day ahead when it's all completely done. Thank you.